Welcome to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, March 28th, 2016. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. A few weeks removed from making his first career appearance at the Arnold Classic, South Korean bodybuilding sensation Kang is gearing up for the next phase of his contest season. This past weekend, Kang released a few new photos showing off a much fuller and crisper look than what we've seen from him back in Columbus just a few weeks ago. Last season, Kang was really a bit of a late season surprise, coming out of nowhere to win the 212 class at the Dallas Europa Pro, before moving on to close out the season with a very respectable 11th place finish at the Olympia. When he's on, Kang's physique really has a unique quality to it that really comes to life as he poses. And with a few minor adjustments moving forward, he can really wreak havoc in the right lineup. To quote the late great Samuel Clemens, "The rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated." Now that he's at least temporarily silenced his doubters following two monster wins at the Arnold Classic in Arnold, Australia, Greene seems to be back to doing what he does best. A completely ludicrous looking Greene was spotted training recently, shoulders late last week, as he rebounds from what has certainly been an exhausting 2 weeks. At some point in his journey, every superhero encounters some extraordinary circumstances, sometimes of their own doing. Now that he's weathered one hell of an 18-month-long storm and come out on the other side, no worse for the wear, we'll see him summon one more Herculean effort for what will be an epic clash later in the season with Phil Heath. And perhaps this time around, he'll take hold of the pen and write his ticket to bodybuilding immortality. Quick, crossword puzzle time. What's a four-letter word for uh-huh? How about AKIM, as in Hakeem Williams? 16 weeks out from making his 2016 debut, the Brooklyn Beast released his first progress photo late last week, and I think it's safe to bet that this time around, Hakeem Williams is going to be a major problem. The 290-plus pound Williams is already sporting a noticeable set of abs, which puts him well ahead of schedule in terms of what we've seen from him in the past. Last year, Akim took a major step forward and notched a handful of top 10 finishes. And if he's going to bring in that sort of KFC extra crispy conditioning that we've been waiting on, it might not matter who else shows up, because everyone else might be competing for second. If you don't know the name Amit Roy, you might want to take the next minute or two to settle in and get yourself acquainted, because Mr. Roy might very well be the next formidable force to sweep through the middleweight division at this year's national level events. Just a few weeks after narrowly missing out on a pro card at the Arnold Amateur, Roy is already back on the warpath, more determined than ever to earn his place in bodybuilding history as the first native-born Indian, yes, as in 1 billion people large Indian, bodybuilder to earn his professional status. Since linking up with coach and mentor Justin Miller, Roy's physique has absolutely exploded, and his inside-out conditioning is a throwback to the 90s, when guys didn't try to find a substitute for hard work to bring their best to the stage. If he can find a way to get to the national level this year, middleweight competitors beware. You're going to have a monster on your hands to deal with. One of the keys to longevity in the game is to never rest on your laurels or let any of your accomplishments go to your head. And that's exactly what Brandon Hendrickson is doing. Over the last year or so, Hendrickson has gone from a relatively anonymous men's physique competitor to a two-time pro winner, a top 6 Olympian, and most recently an Arnold Classic champion. A few recent photos show Hendrickson holding that championship form very well, which should certainly pay him some dividends down the road as we begin to move into the heart of the next contest season. If he picks his spots correctly, Hendrickson will head into this year's Olympia with some real momentum behind his back, and quite possibly slide right into the top spot as the primary contender to reigning champion Jeremy Buendia's throne. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.